Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones right now, Donald Trump.
Now President Obama weighing in, saying yet again that he does not believe that Donald Trump can end up winning this election.
Can you imagine Donald Trump standing up one day and delivering a State of the Union address?
Well, I can imagine it in a Saturday night skit.
Mr. Trump will not be president.
I don't see how he can win.
So Donald Trump will lose, and he will then destroy the Republican Party.
Can Donald Trump win a general election? My view is no.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the presidency.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so
Doesn't matter.
far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I can't find a single Republican. I talked to probably 12 Republican senators yesterday or their representatives. I couldn't find a single one who now thinks they're going to win.
Donald Trump is not going to get the nomination.
I'd like to support the nominee, but he's not going to be the nominee. That's just not going to happen.
Well, I don't think it's likely that Donald Trump will be the nominee.
He is not going to be the nominee.
Well, I'm going to support the Republican nominee, and I'm comfortable that it's not going to be Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is not going to get this Republican nomination.
So, Jenny, could he actually win?
No freaking way!
Do not tell me that Donald Trump is in this to win this, okay? He's a sideshow.
I don't think his plan has anything to do with Latinos. His plan, his strategy is to win the White House without Latinos. I don't think he can do it.
Jorge Ramos. Jorge, thanks.
The Fox News decision desk has called Pennsylvania for Donald Trump. This means that Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States.
The news.
The news.
The news.
Behind the statist media lies.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Brock Lawley program. My name is Brock Lawley. I'm your fearless host. It is just beautiful. It is just beautiful to ping pong their elitist progressive words right back at them. And here's the irony, ladies and gentlemen. That intro, Donald Trump. I haven't spoken to a single Republican senator or the people that represent them, the bureaucrats that are at my country club. I haven't spoken to a single one that thinks Donald Trump will be president. I mean, these people are completely wrong. And then this is the cream on the cake, ladies and gentlemen. They're all out there telling you what tomorrow brings. Today, if you click on your idiot box and you tune into these Alphabet Soup channels, the same voices you just heard, 100% wrong. No, let's exaggerate here. 158% wrong. They're all like, well, Donald Trump's rollout is very unconventional, and then next year it'll be Donald Trump doesn't know how to address a sophisticated body like the Senate. Donald Trump doesn't know how to deliver a State of the Union speech. This is not how things are done around here. These same people, it's just hilarious. Exact same people, not learned anything. What credibility do they have? Well, zero. Every network should have fired every single one of these people. Because anybody out there in the United States who has any respect for their own intellect, has any self-respect, has any, has a thought of their own in their own cranium, doesn't listen to these people and think, how insightful. Perhaps I'm going to move some money around in my portfolio this weekend because cake, makeup face, Armani suit, talking head just told me this or that in a very stern voice. Again, I want to reiterate, wrong about everything. Wrong about everything. Say it with me. Your media, wrong about everything. Now, is it because they didn't know, or is it because they wouldn't tell you? Well, I think and have thought for some time now it's the latter. It's all deceit. It's purposeful. So when they were saying these things, it's not as though they knew anything. It's not as though they had any pulse on the electorate. It's not as though they were doing any investigating. It's not as though they had any kind of legitimate poll or a census of the American people. They were manipulating. You understand this? Manipulating people's opinion by speaking emphatically about things they knew nothing about, in the hopes that they would manipulate you or fearmonger you or sway you, or because they're so important. You only deliver pizzas for a living, or you only lay brick for a living. I mean, you don't know what Tom Brokaw knows, or you don't know what you name the ridiculous, refuted, egg on their face talking head person. Anyway, it's not going to get old for me to throw the words back into the faces of these people. And not because I'm trying to be vindictive, and not because I have animosity for them individually, but because I have a love for my country. I have a love for freedom. I have a love for democracy, and it doesn't work with this media. So bring down the media. Bring down the media. Listen, I don't think half these people even know what's going to hit them. Inauguration Day, I think that's January 20th. I don't even think they don't even know the tsunami that's about to hit these people. You think they're beside themselves? Wait until Trump starts straight up mowing over them, dropping depleted uranium rounds of policy decisions on their rice paddy foreheads. Just wait. You mark my words. Ladies and gentlemen, head first into the stories we go. Listen, Trump Kellogg's, massive master hashtag on Twitter, massive movement. Listen, Ann Coulter, lover, and Breitbart News organizing a boycott against Kellogg's. And applaud them for fighting back. Absolutely. I have stated this for some time now. I am not a huge fan of boycotts. I don't particularly want to live in this America. But I will tell you this. This is what leftisms do. Kellogg's pulled advertising from anybody supporting Trump, in this case Breitbart, because they said that racist white national Trump supporters do not share in Kellogg's values. First of all, there's absolutely zero white nationalism. Second of all, that's all slander. Third of all, listen, if you're a private company, you have every right. You have absolutely every right to pull your funding. You have every right to do so. But I have every right not to buy your product, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, as conservatives and fellow Americans, you must fight back like this. The left has a totalitarian streak where they will go after your business, they will go after your family, they will go after your livelihood. The only way this stops is if it's scorched earth crushed. The only way this stops is if the left realizes they're going to lose, that conservatives are going to make them pay for this. And not because we want to live in this America. Listen, if the conservative movement and if normal Americans, non-leftist, totalitarian fascists, if they win this skirmish, America will be free from this. If the left wins this, this is how it will go. You know, if you have these politics, you'll only buy this product. If you have these politics, you only and maybe we'll have red and blue restaurants and we'll have red and blue cell phone companies. I don't want to live in that America, do you? But this is what the left will drive us to. So what I'm telling you is, if that's the Pandora's box they want to open, if that's how they're going to deal with the disappointments of their democracy losses and the disappointments of voting losses, then the conservatives and real Americans have to win the fight. So you have to crush this company. You have to make their stock hurt. You have to make their CEOs plummet. You got other CEOs out there talking about how they're going to fire. They're going to fire anybody who voted for Trump. You got this. This is out there legitimate, ladies and gentlemen. This is out there. Legitimate CEOs are out there saying stuff like this. So if this is the temperature and the climate that they want to take America in, it must be, I repeat, it must be the conservatives who win this. Do you understand me? And not because I want to reiterate this, not because we want a country that behaves this way. And not because we even want to continue with this. But the left has to know this will not be accepted. And if you get in bed with them on this, and if you politicize everything, including commerce, you will pay. You will pay. The American people won't pay. You will pay. This is important. This is the utmost importance, in my opinion. Bravo for fighting back. Conservatives lay down. They go into the fetal position with this stuff. You have to fight back and you have to win. It's just that simple. Again, not because this is the climate we want, but because this is forced upon us by the left. Almost everything conservatives do is reactionary. It's always forced by extremists on the left. And then what the media will do is they'll shine a police-like spotlight on the reaction from the conservatives and make it seem like they're the extremists. It's all backwards. It's all media malfeasance. It's all media manipulation. And that's why you listen to this show, to get some clarity in the midst of that gray matter. More news in leftist Insanityville. Canada, Thoreau, the boy band president up there, about to change the definition of a parent. It's, by the way, you're up to 4 now. You're allowed to have 4 parents now. Again, social engineering madness. NationalPost.com has that story. Al-Qaeda was shocked by George W.'s response to 9/11, they expected him to do essentially nothing. That's all now been revealed in some top secret information. This is townhall.com reporting that. Charlotte officer will now face charges. I don't know. I mean, acted unlawfully in the shooting of Keith Scott. This stuff has sent our nation into a race division that has been heartbreaking. And I actually, for the record, just so you know where I stand, I see on this issue, I see it from a lot of different standpoints. But I will tell you this. The left has used undermining the police and has used the police shootings in this nation to stir the bee's nest of race relations. That I know. Everything else is a real hairy situation, because if you're a cop, you're afraid. If you're a black parent and you got a kid walking to school, you're afraid. If it wasn't for the power politics, we probably could get to the bottom of this. California Democrats have supermajority. They can do whatever they want in California. That's actually why California is in $50 billion of debt, by the way. Or maybe it's $500 billion. I think it's $500 billion of debt. Nonetheless, there's all kinds of defiance on the sanctuary cities. So Trump's going to put an end to the sanctuary cities. You already got people like Chicago, New York City, California saying they're going to defy federal law and they're going to do what they want anyway. I think this is going to be wonderful. Strip them of federal funds. Strip them of federal funds. It has been amazing to me, absolutely amazing, that these leftist states have been allowed to refuse to enforce federal law. Do you remember? Do you happen to remember when that? I think she was like. She was a public official of some kind. I can't even remember. Kim was her name. And she wouldn't issue marriage certificates because, after all, marriage is between a man and a woman. And so she wouldn't issue marriage. And the left was beside themselves. How dare she not obey the law? How dare she just take it upon herself to go rogue? They're doing that. They're doing that. And they have been doing that. In fact, even when they were saying that, they were doing that. See, what they mean is, how dare they? How dare someone stand up to secular extremism in the form of social engineering? How dare they stand up to leftism? That's what they mean. And that will be a parade of hyperbolics and hysterics as soon as Trump's sworn in. Everything he does will be extreme, but what they mean by extreme is not left. So how dare he dismantle leftism? Well, of course he would dismantle leftism. Leftism is arsenic. How dare he not do things the way that Barack Obama did it? Well, Barack Obama ruined the country both fiscally, by way of foreign policy, by way of race relations, by way of jobs, by way of trade. So, of course, we will dismantle this. How dare he touch, you already hear this now, NPR did this big story, how dare he touch Obamacare? So what they know is that you think Obamacare is like a fart in church. So what they're going to do is lie and tell you that the Republicans are going to gut, or Donald Trump's new Republican Party is going to gut Medicare, and they're going to start talking about old people and children. It's all lies. It's all to protect Obamacare, which they know you hate. So it'll be misinformation, it'll be lies. The media's job is to unearth that and tell you. Instead, they will run defense for those lies. That's just what's going to happen. 4 important data points, ladies and gentlemen. The popular vote, in great legitimate question right now, with proof of left-wing voter fraud. And, of course, I've been reporting this forever. In my own state, there was diagnosed hard provable voter fraud in the last 4 elections in a row. And in the last election, particularly the one against Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, you had literal Black Panthers with weapons in front of polling booths. You had precincts coming in at 140%. Listen, it's a fact. Remember, what do we know about the left? They project what they do onto other people, right? So right now you got Hillary Clinton in the trenches of a recount after she just got her butt handed to her at the ballot box. What does that mean? That means they know that they're cheating. This is how this translates. The Democrats know they cheated elections. So they just assume the other side is doing it too. You see what I'm saying? They just assume, of course, the conservatives and Republicans are cheating in elections. Why? Because they know they're cheating in elections. It's true. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. How to make infrastructure build bridges. How to make infrastructure build bridges between political partisanship. And, by the way, how to make infrastructure build literal bridges. Really, what the first order of business, ladies and gentlemen, is to drop massive amounts of federal regulation. Regulation crushes innovation, crushes productivity. It just does. And I'm so thrilled to see that one of the highest priorities of Donald Trump is to eliminate regulation. Talk to a small business owner. And by the way, for all you millennials out there that are like, fair this, fair that, fair this, in 30 seconds I'm going to prove to you you don't have values, you just have politics. Look, if you're a big conglomerate, if you're a big business, if you're a huge Fortune 500 company, you can pay an army of lawyers, right? You can write lobbyists. You can have lobbyists write loopholes into the laws for you. If you're a mom and pop with like 25 employees, you know what OSHA's doing to you? Crushing you, having you all kinds of regulations, jumping through hoops. So what does that mean? That means you can't compete with the big guy because he has an advantage. So you're not for fairness. You're for big government. You're for huge government regulation. Ladies and gentlemen, new sheriff's in town. Things are about to change. It's going to get interesting. Buckle up. Thank you for listening to the Brock Lawley program. Be a people of fortitude, character, and abounding courage.